some sunny
Mind
day.
the gap. Mind the gap. Stand clear of the doors, please.
The lab rat awakens in a strange place. His train was derailed, and he awoke with railway spine. He's not operating at peak capacity and needs to find a doctor quick. He walks away from the crash, and in the distance spots 3 men. Their voices are familiar, and they're talking about something.
Bloody hell, what was that?
Sounded painful if you ask me.
Better not be those dogs up to something. I swear if it is.
Not everything's the dogs, Johnny.
You look like shit, mate. You alright?
This one just came off the train, boss.
Quiet, the both of you. Well, well, well. If it isn't the lab rat. You made it out. You're in a right state, ain't you? Never had a crash round here before.
Do you have any water? I'm really thirsty.
Course. Winston.
Here, enjoy.
Who are you?
Name's Gaunt. Sebastian Gaunt. And these dredges are Chill Winston and Johnny Shrapnel. But you can ignore Johnny. We're the Vagabonds.
We're the roughest, toughest, sharpest gang round these parts. Not like the dogs.
Snuff it, Johnny. Don't scare away our new acquaintance. So, who are you exactly?
I'm just lost and confused. I escaped the lab. I think I'm also a train wreck survivor.
Only the gentry use those trains. Looks like you're a wayfarer now, like the rest of us.
Wait a minute. You were in that lab, fighting those scientists.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a supply run.
We bought the location off someone in Thameshaven. Some old construction papers.
I don't think I'm a gentry.
Yeah, well, you don't look like it.
What is this place?
Lewisham, or what's left of it.
Who are the dogs?
The Isle of Dogs Syndicate. Johnny gets a bit excited about them.
I'm not in good shape. I need a doctor.
Well then, wayfarer. Seems like you got 2 choices. You could head down that way to the Thames folk. Ain't exactly pleasant to look at, but appearances can be deceiving. They may even know a thing or two about that lab, seeing as they sold us the location. Otherwise, you can stick it out with me and my mates. We help you out, you help us out.
What's wrong with the Thames folk?
How can I put this nicely? They look like chewing gum stamped into the pavement.
And what if none of that sounds appealing to me?
You could just wander off in a random direction, but I wouldn't recommend it. I doubt that you'd last long in your state.
I think I'll try my luck in Thameshaven.
Well, well. Suppose I'll just bandage me feelings. But I wish you luck with the Thames folk, wayfarer. Head north to the Prilladog food factory. They can give you directions. Here, take this for the road. Its best days are behind it.
The men are friendly enough, and their leader, Sebastian Gaunt, gives the wayfarer a gift, a knife, the Bale Song. The wayfarer is pointed towards Thameshaven, but navigating the concrete jungle of post-apocalyptic Britain isn't the most pleasant idea, and this Gaunt character has offered the wayfarer a place with his group, but the wayfarer opts to take his chances. Wandering past the ruined buildings of post-war Britain, the iconic red buses of London have somehow survived the apocalypse, and some even have special gifts for the discerning explorer to find. Though the wayfarer isn't alone for long, they quickly come across a factory, somehow still spewing fumes into the night air. A Prilladog sign lights up the night, and it's then the wayfarer hears a voice. Running into action, the wayfarer takes care of the mongrels, which apparently he wasn't supposed to.
The fuck is your problem?
Can I help you?
Yeah, you bloody well can. Me bloody dogs are dead because of you.
Your dogs?
They were mine. Churchill and the others. Some were strays, maybe. But mine, I fed them every day.
If they were yours, you should have kept them under control.
Aye, that's probably true. They weren't always violent, mind you. But they were an unpredictable bunch. Something about you must have set him off. To be honest, he's always getting picked on by the other strays. He really needs a home. With me work and all, I don't really have time to take care of the little guy properly. Why not make amends for everything? Think you could adopt him? Churchill's his name.
I'd love a pet, sure.
Great. He's a real good boy. You do right by him, he'll do right by you. Just give him a little pat on the head if you want to take him with you. He's smart enough to work out the rest. Anyway, enough about the dog talk. Why are you here?
How do I get to Thameshaven?
Thameshaven? Don't know why you'd want to go there. But if you insist, keep following the road, past the bunker, past Fesco, then turn right. Keep going, and you'll reach the old tube station. It's down there.
Do you have a doctor on the premises?
Doctor? Here, you're having a... I'm not supposed to talk about our health and safety practices. It's in me contract.
Talking to the man, the Wayfarer realises he's not the only reject in the world, and adopts the dog. Hey there, boy. Wanna come with me? The factory is a curiosity to him, though. It's guarded by the Tommies, a military organisation that serves Queen and country, and appears to be heavily armed. The factory itself produces food. In the back when, food scarcity was an alien concept to people living in Old Blighty, so much so that thousands, if not millions of kilograms of commercial meat per year were spared for pets. But that's not important today. With his new ally, the Wayfarer heads past the factory. As the sun rises, he finds himself outside of Thameshaven, where he sees a detachment of Tommies.
State your business, civilian.
I'm looking for Thameshaven.
Really? Not many go looking for it, but each to their own, I guess. Thameshaven is under lockdown from what we've been able to gather. They've barricaded themselves in. No one goes in or out. Seems their pest problem finally got out of control.
Where is Thameshaven exactly?
Beneath us, in the flooded remains of Canada Water Station. Thamesfolk like to keep to themselves.
Why don't you help them?
Personally, I wouldn't mind helping them. Thamesfolk are folk just like you and me, but we just don't have the authorization. The orders from up top are clear. No interference with the Thamesfolk.
Who actually are the Thamesfolk?
Mutants, children of the Thames. Some of my comrades call them sludge suckers, but never to their face. If you've never seen one, prepare yourself.
Gaunt told me to visit Thameshaven.
Gaunt, eh? I'd steer clear of him. He's a wanted man in these parts, though I hear he's a friend of the Thamesfolk.
So then, how do I get in?
Just to be clear, I don't advise doing this unless absolutely necessary. They've barricaded the main entrance. You'll have to go in the long way round, through the south entrance. Find their leader, Rachel Hall. Good luck.
The strange undertown is under a self-imposed lockdown. Nobody gets in or out. Against the Tommy's advice, the Wayfarer enters the back entrance, where he finds the old buildings of London being overtaken by nature. Journeying through, the Wayfarer is confronted by monstrous creatures, leeches. Before the war, these things were tiny insects that lingered in the rivers and ponds of Great Britain. They would drink their fill of blood and fall off. Some say even before then, in what some people call the medieval times, leeching was used as a form of treatment for various diseases, but something told the Wayfarer that these guys don't fill up easy. He finishes the creatures and moves on. He hears voices in the distance and follows the sound, where he finally makes contact with the Thamesfolk.
Lost cause. Listen here, Robert Clarkson. This is our home.
It's time to move on. Thameshaven is lost. Give the orders to tear down these barricades and evacuate the market.
You'd have me leave the ferryman to die.
You'd send more Thames folk to die. Or should we just sit here and wait to be overrun? Besides, he'll be fine on his own, always has done before.
I won't abandon him. Nor Thameshaven.
Hold on. Looks like we have a tourist. The service wall gets louder and louder each day.
Hi, my name is Wilfred. I came through the south entrance.
I see. I didn't expect anyone to come through that way. Most of the station back there is caved in on itself. What brought you to Thameshaven, outsider?
I woke up in an underground laboratory and have absolutely no idea who I am.
I've heard of such places. We were given some old construction papers a while back. Sold them to Sebastian Gaunt. They documented the construction of a laboratory beneath the Shard. I suppose that's where you woke up. And I suppose you'll want to know where we got those papers. I hate to hold this information ransom, but we're desperate. Help us out, and I'll tell you who we got them from.
I have some questions about Thameshaven.
I hate to be a pain, but there may not be a Thameshaven left very soon. Help us out and I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Very well. How can I help?
We've had to abandon the main residential district. It became infested with all manner of horrible creatures. The market's secure, but we have to take control of the situation. Otherwise, we'll have to abandon Thameshaven entirely. The ferryman's still down there, continuing the fight. Find him and help, if he's still alive.
I'll be off then. How do I find the ferryman?
About that, we've blocked everything off. The only way into the district is down the elevator shaft. Here, you'll want to take some Radex first. Good luck.
He understood why people had been warning him about the Thames folk's appearance. Before the war, the people of London called folk that looked like this members of Parliament. The doors to Thameshaven proper are locked with chains, so the wayfarer has to descend to it via the elevator, and finds himself in a room filled to the brim with irradiated sludge. Thameshaven is a community built in the sewers, on water, similar to Venice, if the people there had gills. The wayfarer jumps from platform to platform. Being in the water for too long would result in death by radiation poisoning. Eventually, he finds the ferryman, fighting for his life against an assortment of monsters. He kills them all and talks to the man.
Since you came to my rescue, I'm guessing you're a friend.
Rachel sent me to help.
Oh, I did wonder how long they'd leave me to fend for myself. Now I need to recover. Here, take this. The breach is right next to a load-bearing pillar. The whole tunnel needs sealing. Once it's blocked and the district's clear, take the utility route up to the market.
In Thameshaven proper, a breach has been opened, allowing the leeches and roaches to find their way in. The ferryman is too injured to collapse the breach himself, so it's up to the wayfarer. Unless he helps, he won't get the information he needs. The wayfarer travels through Thameshaven and finds the source. He places some explosives and makes a run for it. In the aftermath, he enters Thameshaven's market. where the Thames folk have congregated and hidden during the leech incident. He talks to Rachel again.
One day, I'll take my family to see the surface. We all heard the explosion. Since you're alive, I'm guessing thanks are in order. The Thames folk are grateful. Thank you. Now, about this underground lab. We had a human boy, Archie, living here for a time. He gave me those construction papers as a gift. Before you ask, he's already moved on. You see, some of the Thames folk. No, that's a lie. Most weren't happy with a human living down here. Archie left before there was too much bad blood. The ferryman should know where he went. He was the one that brought the boy here in the first place. Dr. Webb's with him in the infirmary. He sends his regards. You should stop by. Thanks again. Tell Archie I said hello, if you find him. Tell him I'm sorry things didn't work out.
The ferryman has the information he needs, and he's currently recovering in the clinic. The Wayfarer makes his way over there and speaks to the doctor, who agrees to cure his railway spine. Despite this though, the Wayfarer still feels strange, like he's missing something inside of himself that keeps him from performing at his best. The Wayfarer finds the ferryman in the back of the clinic, and they talk.
It's good to know that, at least once in a while, I can rely on the help of a stranger. You have my thanks. Rachel told me about your predicament. I pity you. If one has no past, then through what lens are they to view the future? If there's any way I can help you, any information I can give you, I will.
Have you ever heard of somebody called Smythe?
I've met many people in my travels along the Thames, but no one by that name. I know quite a few Smiths, though.
Do you know anything about any underground labs?
Not much. Only what the boy told me. He woke up in another lab, like you, except he remembers how he got there. I didn't press him for details. He seemed shook up about it. Understandable.
What do you know about Sebastian Gaunt and the Vagabonds?
I know he's a violent man, but who isn't these days? I try not to involve myself in inland politics. To me, the Isle of Dogs Syndicate and the Vagabonds are one and the same. I won't get invested in their conflict. The general mood in Thameshaven leads towards the Vagabonds. Sebastian Gaunt is a good customer.
When do you think you'll recover?
Not soon enough. The doc says I need to rest up for a while before I can return to my boat.
Why did you bring Archie to Thameshaven?
I didn't know where else to take him. I thought he'd be safe down here. I was fishing one night on the north side of the Thames. That's when he found me. I came running down the steps to the embankment. I'd never met him before. He was being chased by... I don't know. I think they were soldiers. I didn't recognize their uniforms. They weren't the Tommies or the Fifth Column, but they were well equipped. We got away by the skin of our teeth. It's good fortune that my boat was ready to set sail.
Did you get a good look at the soldiers?
I saw them all right. I just didn't recognize them. If there was one thing that stood out, it would be their faces. They seemed bored, as if they didn't care about catching him. their bodies told a different story. I've never seen anyone run that fast before. They were seconds away from snatching him.
How did Archie end up in that situation?
I only know he was kidnapped by the same people he was running from. They took him and some others to a laboratory underground. When I asked about the others, he went quiet. I don't think they made it out. You must realize that his story was of no personal interest to me. So I didn't ask as many questions as you'd probably like.
Why did Archie leave Thameshaven?
The Thames folk here don't get out much. Thameshaven is an enclave. Most of them have spent too much time around their own kind to trust humans. It was a mistake to bring him here. He was all but forced out.
Where did Archie go?
I took him east, to a settlement in Rotherhithe, near that crashed plane. Last I heard, they were facing problems of their own. Not too dissimilar to Thameshaven's tribulations. These are dark times for our people. Archie may still be there. I hope he is. For your sake as much as his.
Is it a coincidence that the Thames folk in Rotherhithe are also having problems?
I hope so. A lot of the Thames folk settlements I've made contact with in the past few months have reported some kind of infestation. Midden lurks, leeches, pig rats, you name it. If it's not a coincidence, things are worse than I thought.
Couldn't you find a family to adopt him?
You'd be hard-pressed these days to find someone willing to burden themselves with another mouth to feed.
Alright, I'll go find Archie in Rotherhithe.
I'd take you there myself, but I need to rest. Doctor's orders.
The only lead then is Archie, a young boy who sold the Thamesfolk the locations of several labs, and if he wants to find one of them and figure out who he really is, he has to speak to the boy. With a destination in mind and no trains to take, the Wayfarer lives up to his name and heads for Archie.